Oh, okay. I'm live. I was just eating some ice cream, but hello and welcome to SunnyD, late night Dino Explorer ranked on Magic the Gathering Arena, the best place, the best channel, at least in my opinion, to find Dino content. Oh, hopefully you guys are having a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, whenever it is. Quite a few interesting changes tonight from the previous Yahoo Yidaro 2. That was lovely stuff there. So just go over that before we jump into the matches. And yeah, I am going to have to focus on this ice cream, or actually just put it back in the freezer, because it's going to melt pretty quick. Probably only eat about half of it. Reese's Pieces cookie dough. Blizzard of the month at Dairy Queen. Oh, it's good stuff. I'm not pretty big on sweet things, though. Anyways, back to the main event. We got Marauding Raptor and Thunderherd Migration for the 2 stuff. Now I'm continuing with cutting Otepec Huntmaster. That's still feeling quite good. It's been a very big change since I've used Otepec Huntmaster. Reduce dinosaur spells you cast by 1 and tap to give a dinosaur haste. I've been using that creature. Fantastic card for the past, well, since dinosaurs were in Ixalan, so that's got to be, I think it's about 4 years now. And he's been in all the time. Absolutely. Where I haven't really used Thunderherd Migration much at all. But going back to wanting something stable for turn 2, Otepec Huntmaster, absolutely. He doesn't stick around much anymore. Certainly it was a little bit better during Dinosaur's time in Standard. There wasn't as much fantastic removal, but in Explorer, Historic, really any Eternal format, bad things happen. So, having Thunderherd Migration as a nice, stable way to ramp, fantastic stuff. And, you know, if you have Marauding Raptor out late game, maybe you draw that Otepec Huntmaster, simply that's a dead card, which, I mean, that's happened quite a few times now after playing dinos so much. So at the very least, Thunderherd can still be useful later on. You can at least always get that land where Huntmaster is just going to sit in, not do much, unfortunately. Still loving Primal Might as the interaction. Dump all available mana, which sometimes I can get quite a bit, especially with tonight's new additions. Well, kind of a new old edition, but Domri, Anarch of Bolas. Oh, excuse me. I'm drinking sparkling water again. Trying to cut back a little bit on the coffee. But yes, Domri, Anarch of Bolas, so he gives mana. Also, Domri Chaosbringer, which I haven't really ever used with dinos. Basically, I just wanted stuff that ramped planeswalkers, stuff that helped look for creatures with Domri, Chaosbringer here, his -3. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards, which is pretty fantastic. Oftentimes, planeswalker abilities like this, you're just looking at the top whatever amount and you can only get to pick 1. So the potential of grabbing 2 things with his -3, I think, is quite lovely there. And you just put them on the bottom in a random order. You don't have to send them to the graveyard, which is quite nice. But just having 2 different planeswalkers. Oh, I was going to sneeze. I think it's still there. Okay. Ramping with planeswalkers. I could go for Domri, but of course, being legendary, I thought I'd split it up and try out Domri Chaosbringer tonight, and probably future nights, I imagine. And then the namesake. Oh, I should have started off with this thing. SunnyD, Sunny Dino, the Immortal Sun. 2 copies of this card, which is absolutely everything I'm looking to do. Players can activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities. That actually came into play probably about a week or 2 ago against an Azorius control matchup. This was just the ultimate headache for them. Really just brought the pain. Absolutely fantastic. Great with the cost reduction, buffing creatures, drawing an extra card. Does everything we want. Everything pretty much anybody wants, I would imagine. So definitely the ramp with Domri, both Domris, Ranging Raptors, Thunderherd Migration as well. Chances are we could be casting a very large Primal Might. I'm quite excited for that. Sideboard-wise, Kaheera, the Orphanguard. Quite a new addition, but because I've cut everything other than dinos, I do have the option to bring this creature in as a companion, so I think definitely I wanted to take advantage of that with all the creatures currently being dinosaurs. Definitely, it's been nice so far. At the very least, always having something guaranteed that I can do on turn 3. I like it. Anger of the Gods for the sweeper. I mean, it's always fantastic. Perhaps you saw that no-com episode, crushing mono-red Chandra, mono-red burn, whatever you want to call it. It does the trick against a wide range of decks, not just mono-red. 3 damage to each creature is usually gets the job done, that's for sure. Carnage Tyrant, just a couple of them. Previously, I had it at 3 copies, sometimes at 4 copies, just because he is so fantastic. But I think with Domri, Anarch of Bolas, when we add the mana, creature spells we cast can't be countered that turn. I think the combination of that protecting against being countered plus Carnage Tyrant should be enough. And we got plenty of big bodies, especially Yidaro. Whew. Graveyard stuff, I've faced it, or kind of started to face it a little bit more. So I wanted to just simply re-add it, just to cover my bases if we do face some graveyard-based things tonight. And then, of course, always Rampaging Ferocidon, the lovely, fantastic. Players can't gain life, menace, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield, Rampaging Ferocidon deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. Puts in the work. Oftentimes, that has been the thing that's won me games. Numerous times. But I'll just leave that up as I eat a bit of ice cream. I'm going to put it back in the freezer because I'm not going to finish this. Too much. All right, back in 1 sec, but browse at your leisure. I won't be long. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Definitely should be finishing up these quests tonight, I would think. SunnyD, Traditional Explorer rank, best of 3, let's go. Oh, that was quick. Bubblegum Ghost. Ooh. Yeah, definitely not going to do it. Pretty much nothing. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's quite similar, actually. So, still, definitely, I can't risk it. I mean, I am on the draw. I do have Yidaro, so if there was... Well, there's, I guess, a decent chance I would... no, can't do it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to send, actually, both Regisaurs to the bottom. Oh, okay. Actually, I was a little bit scared there. I sent my only dino. So if I didn't draw a dino, it would be pretty rough. Turn 2, I wouldn't be able to go with Thunderherd Migration. But luckily, I drew a dino at the very least. Yeah, we got our Sorcerer Red. And we definitely... Excuse me. Definitely need lots of green. But this is still pretty fantastic. It's looking like Guildgate, so... Actually, probably should be safe for Domri Chaos Bringer, now that I think about it. We don't need the mana, so we'll just look at the top. Oh, we got 2 cards. Lovely. And it's both Yidaro. Being gates, definitely I don't see them being able to kill or counter stuff. I mean, unfortunately, it looks like people are going to die. But with Riot, we can have Regisaur Alpha come in with haste. Certainly, that's what I want to do. Apply as much pressure as quick as possible. Next turn, I mean, we could just slam probably Ripjaw, if they haven't done Gates Ablaze here. Okay. Well, they may... 7 plus 5, 12. Not quite dead, unfortunately. But it's going to be pretty rough for them. Oh. That's a lot of Yidaro. I'm thinking I might just... Yeah, I'm going to try cycling at least one Yidaro, but probably both of them. Or 2 copies at least. Oh, more lands? That's what I want. Yeah, I'm just going to go Ripjaw. Oh, my sound is up. I got to turn that down. My daughter was wearing my headphones and turned up the sound a little bit for her. She was just listening to some relaxing music and whatnot before Gates Ablaze. I think, okay, well, they're still dead. Huh. Alrighty then. I'm okay with that. Bam, alright. Luckily they didn't get that Gates Ablaze, but if Gates Ablaze is in their sideboard, so for anybody that doesn't know, 2 in a red, deal damage to each creature equal to the number of gates you control. That certainly would have wiped us out, so I have to try and go still as fast as possible. I do like the thought of something just with lots of toughness if they do get that Gates Ablaze. Yidaro certainly could be quite nice. Not a whole lot of things we need to fight, although, I mean, they got the... I think I should keep in Primamite, just because we still could potentially take out something like Gatebreaker Ram with Primamite and buffing somebody really big. So actually Primamite could come in quite handy now that I think about it. Not a whole lot of countering, yeah. I'm just going to cut to 2 shifting here. Carnage is definitely going to be more important in this matchup, I feel. Actually, that can work. That can work. We got Thunderherd. We got 2 lands. Has to be Rockfall Vale. Ooh, oh no, that's interesting. We'll see if we draw another land coming up here. Okay, well, that's what we're doing. That changed things big time. Hopefully Marauding Raptor sticks around. Red Cap Melee, interesting. I'm okay with that. I certainly did not expect Red Cap Melee, so deal 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If a non-red permanent is dealt damage this way, they sacrifice a land, but they dealt damage to a red permanent. So it was fantastic removal. It's got to be Thunderherd. Nothing else to play if I revealed a dino, so I'll just pay the 1. Next turn, possibly Domri Chaosbringer, but they're getting ahead quite nicely. You know what, I'm going to go with Marauding plus a cycle of Yidaro. I wouldn't expect them to use a Gates Ablaze on a single Marauding, so this could work out quite nice. Oh, hey, we got the land. This could work out very good, especially if we get another land next turn and Yidaro is still sticking around. We'll be able to go Yidaro for 6. Ooh, Golos. Would be nice to take him out. I think we pretty much have to do it, well, really soon, that's for sure. They need a total of 7. I don't think they can get it next turn. Have enough to use Golos' ability. Let's see. That's a tough one. I think it's got to be Domri.
Be careful.
Oh, no creatures. That is painful. If they get another Plaza of Harmony or something like that, they definitely would have been able to. They do. Oh boy. Okay, just the Guild Summit. Not too bad, but next turn certainly seems like they're going to be going off and using Golos' ability, so we have to kill him. Basically right now, yeah. We do want to preserve Golos. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Immortal Sun. Maybe not. So I could still go Yidaro. I like that. Yeah, I'm just going to go Immortal Sun. I would imagine Golos is going to attack and take out Domri next turn, sitting at 2 there. Could be rough for us here. This game at least. Interesting. I would have thought they had enough for Golos' ability there, but... Huh. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Immortal Sun turns off Domri Chaos Bringer. Goes to show you how much I use Immortal Sun. That's alright. That's alright. Make some good things happen. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to decline that. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I think we lost this one. Definitely due to Golos there. They're still not using his ability. That is certainly a head scratcher. Which reminds me, I gotta check if my emotes are off. Okay, they're back on. I got them grouped up in OBS here, and so I could just easily turn them off and on if I'm playing League of Legends or Arena. Ooh, that's painful. That's a lot of lands. Oh, that's too many. Huh. Well, excuse me. Double Gatebreaker Ram, both of them sitting at 10/10s is probably going to do it. Unfortunately. We'll bring it back around here. Game 3. Kind of clunky. I think that's definitely, if it was Rootbound Craig and basically any other land, I think I would risk it due to having Thunderherd Migration, but it's got to be faster than that. Oh, that's better. Much, much better. Yeah, Immortal Sun is nice, but basically it's the costliest thing I have in hand. So I'll send it to the bottom and hope I get a play for Marauding Raptor on turn 3. Oh, okay, it's looking up. It's looking up. We got that 3rd land. Very important. Oh, phew. This is good, absolutely. Still might have been alright if we hadn't gotten Shifting Ceratops, but I mean, if we get a 4th land coming up, we go probably Regisaur Alpha, I would think. Guild Summit. Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh, we got it. Now the question is, Domri Chaos Bringer. Search for more creatures. I don't want to do that. Just gonna go big or go home. Maximum damage, maximum aggression, maximum power, and hope they don't Gates Ablaze us next turn, which I'm a little wary of. Cross the fingers that doesn't happen. I got the Crying Dino ready, if that's the case. Oh, I was so sure we would be knocked out there. But we got him. I would expect them to have some number of Gates Ablaze, but maybe they just didn't draw them or something. Huh. Alright, I'll take it. Sometimes this matchup can be hard due to that sweeper for sure. And it's still sticky. I spilt that ice cream on it. Luckily, this game isn't quite as intense as League of Legends, so if my hand is sticky, it doesn't matter too much. Not really moving on the keyboard. Well, not moving at all. So that's a positive. Silver lining. Definitely have to keep in mind the Immortal Sun there. The fact that it does turn off the planeswalkers, that I'm loving. I'm thinking, I mean, Immortal Sun is always fun, always fantastic, but that was definitely an oversight on my part. I could definitely see myself cutting the Immortal Sun for something that doesn't potentially be kind of rough. I'm going to keep it. Could be a little clunky though. A little awkward depending what lands we draw. Definitely got to be at least Rootbound Crag to start. I don't have a forest or a mountain for this check land. Ooh, we got a nasty thing coming up. I think I know what's going to happen. Boros Transmogrify or Boros tokens, perhaps. Yes. Well, Rampaging Ferocidon is certainly fantastic against tokens. This is not good. Kind of going downhill here. Right, well, we'll try and do as much busted stuff as possible. Set up for next turn with Ranging Raptors for a single green, followed by Thunderherd Migration, but see if we draw anything that might change that. Hopefully these Marauding Raptors stick around, but hopefully it's not Transmograph. Well, also that is not a fun time. Okay. Well, that will do it. Sometimes all you get to play is 2 Marauding Raptors and they smoke you. I don't know if Anger of the Gods is going to be very helpful. I think I should probably keep it out against this kind of deck. Absolutely. Don't need Primal Might. Definitely Anger of the Gods is going to put in much better work than Primal Might, I would say. Immortal Sun, yeah. Cut that guy. Yeah, Chaos Bringer. Alright. Oh, here goes nothing. Although Domri Chaos Bringer is +1. The next creature we cast with that mana does have Riot, so it comes into play with... Oh, my goodness, excuse me. Riot comes into play with haste or a 1/1 counter, which that 1/1 counter could potentially save some of my dinos here from that Anger of the Gods. Which we don't see Anger of the Gods here, and that is making me a little bit worried. It's a pretty fantastic starting hand. I'm going to keep it. I know it's risky. Definitely I would have liked to see an Anger of the Gods to start. But, I mean, it should be good. Hopefully. Hopefully that anger is close enough. Somewhere here. Definitely reveal this Ranging Raptors. Get us a turn ahead. Hopefully something for 4 next turn. But at the very least, you know, we got Regisaur Alpha eventually, which is quite nice. Oh, interesting. They haven't played any creatures yet, which is pretty good. If they do some damage-based removal on Ranging Raptors, I'm perfectly happy with that, because I'm just going to get more lands, which is always quite lovely. Oh, we got the Marauding. Okay. We got some options here, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll go Marauding. I could cycle Yidaro, but next turn I could also just play him, so... Go Kaheera. And I'll hold off. I don't think this deck has a whole lot of stuff that buffs their little creatures. I don't see them attacking into Ranging Raptors. But definitely I'm crossing my fingers for Anger of the Gods. Basically, I probably need it next turn, I would imagine. Alright. Yeah, we'll just go Yidaro. Go big or go home. If they got the thing next turn, they got it. If they don't got it, well, it certainly seems like they got it. Nuts. At 8, 10, 11 at the moment. Still a pretty tall order to deal 20. Transmogrify or Indomitable Creativity coming up here. Okay, 7, 10, 10. Oh, that is exactly lethal. What the heck? Well. That was some pretty good stuff from Boros tokens, aggro, Boros Cheeto the big thing and kill ya. Did what I wanted to do quite nicely, so I should have taken my own hunch and at least mulliganed once for that Anger of the Gods, which absolutely would have helped out big time. Big time, that's for sure. Absolutely, Anger of the Gods would have probably won us that match, I would think. Taking out both of the knights, that little goblin token there as well. Yeah, I think that would have done it. Chatutep. Chuhep. I was pretty excited seeing Thunderherd and Marauding and Ranging, but one land, too risky. Still quite similar, unfortunately. I mean, it's 2 lands, but it's not a source of red. I'm going to risk it. And it definitely is quite risky. Due to the fact there is no source of red, so cross your fingers. And perhaps I have maybe too many basic lands. I could up the number of duels just in case I do run into a situation like this. It doesn't happen too often, but definitely turn 2 red is absolutely super important. Certainly due to Marauding. Oh. They got the Thoughtseize, unfortunately. I think they're getting rid... Oh, they might not get rid of Marauding just because I don't have a source of red, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, no more lands. Thunderherd Migration right about now would be quite lovely. But Rakdos, Sacrifice, Rakdos Anvil, we've faced this deck before, so lots of little creatures. Anger of the Gods definitely for game 2 should help out quite nicely, I imagine. Yes, Rakdos Anvil, there it goes. And Rampaging Frostodon as well is going to be 100% a absolute massive all-star here. Well, I'll stick with it, you know, at least for a few more turns here, but that is just absolutely painful stuff. It's bound to happen again, no matter how many lands you have in the deck, pretty much. I mean, if it is all lands, certainly things are going to go pretty good, but oof, yeah, let's stop the pain and suffering. Unfortunately, they do know what we're on, so well, that's a little bad, but they don't know we have the potential for Anger of the Gods, Rampaging Ferocidon there. Primamite. I definitely don't think they have a whole lot of big stuff, or big enough that we would need Primamite to take something out. Immortal Sun. I do imagine they have possibly some number of Obnixilis. Obnoxious Obnixilis. Fantastic Planeswalker from Streets of New Capenna, making you discard, lose life, make creatures casualty, so they make extra copies of Obnixilis. Immortal Sun, shutting down him would be pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm going to cut 2 Domri. Yeah, 2 Domri, well, all 4 Domri. I was thinking of cutting maybe Shifting Ceratops, but again, I do like keeping creatures that have at least 4 toughness, so something else that survives Anger of the Gods, dealing 3 damage to each creature. Oh, okay, I'm keeping that. Absolutely. I mean, we got the Thunderherd, so we'll be able to get our second Sorcerer. Unfortunately, we're possibly going to be a little bit awkward having 2 mountains. Likely 2 mountains. Needing 2 green for Shifting Ceratops. So hopefully a dual land comes our way at some point here. Seems like they're really thinking about this one. Any day now. Could probably finish that ice cream I was eating. Maybe they just are crossing their fingers, hoping we concede. Something like that. That's all I can think is what's going on right now. Or they could have just walked away. Perhaps they're eating their own ice cream. Staying cool. Maybe they just don't want to play against dinos and they're going to run down the clock. There's speaking of the clock. I wish I could play the Jeopardy theme song and not be shut down. That's absolutely fantastic. For anybody that knows the Jeopardy theme song, if you're waiting, it is perfection. Okay, that was good. Well, I haven't done anything quite yet, so I think they're actually away. Or, yeah, they must be AFK. I can't see any other reason. Or perhaps they don't want to concede. They want to go first again, but if they don't have to play it, they'll just let the clock run down, hoping that maybe we get impatient and concede and they get the win that way when they go to 2. Either way, they think they might get the win, or at the very least they will go first if we do win this when it does go to game 3. But I think it automatically goes to a loss for them if the timer runs down 3 times, I believe. Oh, okay. Victory. Good stuff. I will take it. That was certainly going to be a pretty rough matchup against Rakdos Anvil, but As always, we got a pretty decent plan against that deck. Rampaging Ferocidon to ping all the little creatures, and Oni Cult Anvil especially. I mean, it's making creatures, but when it does its ability, they do gain a life, so Rampaging Ferocidon also does shut that down as well. So that was good. That was good. I'll take it. Hopefully we get a little bit of a nicer starting hand. One of these hands coming up here. Ooh, hey. Nothing for 2, but we got 2 lands. I think it's a little bit too risky. I'm going to risk it though. Could either draw something for 2, Marauding, or Thunderherd Migration, or we draw a 3rd land by turn 3. One of those scenarios I'm hoping for. Something for 2 or another land. Let's go. That's not another land. Oh, another Rakdos. Interesting. Well. I think I'll send Immortal Sun packing. Oh, phew. I was lucky, but definitely I want to go with Domri. Potentially could get a 4th land next turn, which would open up the possibility of going Regisaur Alpha, actually. I would like that. Actually, I'm thinking we'll probably just fight the Blood Tithe Harvester there. Oh, never mind. You know what I want to go. Yes, yes indeed. This is looking pretty good. I would think they either Fatal Push the token. I think that's going to happen. Jinx myself. I always seem to do that. Hopefully Domri sticks around. I think there's a pretty good chance that happens. Then we can go with the 2nd Regisaur Alpha we have in hand. Never mind. Eventually they're going to run out of gas. Fatal Pushes, Heartless Act. That's going to run out for the opponent. Could see the Blood Tithe Harvester swinging at Domri. Yeah.
I'm starting to get mid now.
Ooh. Yeah, still get it tapped out. I'm not going to fight anything anyways. I want to see if I can preserve Domri at the very least. And hope they don't have another Fatal Push or Heartless Act in hand. One day, they will not have removal. But certainly it's doing the trick. I think Chandra's definitely taking out Regisaur Alpha there. And then Blood Tithe is taking out Domri, yeah.
Stop, drop, and roll won't help you, buddy.
No, you haven't seen the last of me.
Thunderherd, yeah, we can go Thunderherd. Reveal the Ranging Raptors, and then we're still left with 3-4 ranging.
Yup, you're going down.
Definitely wouldn't expect them to use removal on a measly Ranging Raptors. It will certainly block the Blood Tithe Harvester if it does attack, which would be quite fantastic. Okay. definitely does make sense. If they were going to trade anyways, might as well give Ranging Raptors -4, I believe it was. Then I don't get that extra lane. Ooh, that's not good. At the very least, we do get Kaheera. I don't think she or he, I don't know. Don't think they're sticking around too long. I could probably see the Blood Tithe, their second Blood Tithe Harvester there, taking out Kaheera.
This'll be easy.
Definitely bringing in Carnage Turn against a deck like this. Yes, indeed. That might about do it, especially if we get a land next turn. Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not coming back from this. Definitely with Chandra, she can easily shoot shifting. We can't trade with Kroxa, unfortunately. Soul Guide Lantern, definitely. It's a graveyard strategy. Certainly Soul Guide is going to do the trick. Not so much rampaging. It's not really Rakdos Anvil, Rakdos Sacrifice. I think it's more just kind of Rakdos mid-range is my bet. Yeah, keep it like that. Oh, yep. I can make that work, definitely. Turn 2 Thunderherd, turn 3 Domri, maybe something else, but definitely. That's doable. I mean, early on, it's not creatures that likely die. Again, Otepec Huntmaster. Against a deck like this, lots of stuff that deals 2 damage, and certainly, oh, this is interesting. You know what, I'm still going to go with Thunderherd Migration. I'll reveal the Marauding. Of course, you know, if they have that Heartless Act, Fatal Push, something like it, they'll certainly leave some mana up to take out Marauding Raptor, but we can go Domri next turn for 3. We have our 4th land, so we can use his ability and play Marauding Raptor off of that mana, which, again, I would bet Marauding Raptor is going to die. Unless they really want to play something for 2 here. They're probably weighing their options due to the fact that they see Marauding Raptor in hand. Hopefully they are completely tapped out, but yeah, they're probably trying to see if they want to leave at least 1 up. Probably for a Fatal Push. Oh, okay. That is very interesting. But again, they still have that 1 black, so they could be waiting on us to play Marauding Raptor, hopefully. Hopefully he survives. Okay. So they missed their land drop. They don't have Fatal Push. I think it's basically been confirmed. We're certainly looking good. I think we've got a pretty good chance here for sure. At the very least, we still get Regisaur Alpha next turn, even if we don't draw land, and they've killed Marauding Raptor. With Domri there, we can ramp and get to 5 mana if we need to. Or even fight something, but it's going to be a big Marauding Raptor, sitting at 7 power plus the 4 from the token. That's a good chunk of damage. Though I could possibly go Shifting Ceratops. Maybe. Oh, okay. Okay. We got him. I don't see how we don't got him. Pretty sure we got him. That's gotta do it. Ramp a little bit. Go with the Soul Guide Lantern. If that doesn't lock things up, I don't know what will. Ouch. That's painful. Certainly it feels extra sweet bringing a soul-crushing defeat after that game 1, which was... That's always going to be rough with a deck heavily based around creatures. Don't see why they haven't conceded quite yet. I wouldn't imagine they have anything that could get them out of this. Possibly they could kill Regisaur Alpha, thinking the 3 from Marauding plus the token, it's not exactly lethal, which, I mean, they don't see what we got in hand, which it is. Should be lethal. They're just being a little salty, perhaps? I don't know. Doesn't really help anybody. It certainly doesn't help themselves. It really only hurts them, and yeah. Got him. Oh. That was quite interesting. We had that game where a person was AFK, and then this Rakdos where they just kind of raged, I guess you could say. I don't know. Really, really hard to say, but I'll take it. Popping into Platinum nice and quick. Not as fast as I would have liked, but again, I have been playing a decent amount of League of Legends. Dinos certainly aren't going anywhere, so don't worry about that. But yeah. Alright, let's continue with SunnyD. Hopefully we see the Immortal Sun come into play again, but I think definitely after tonight I'll look at either cutting the Planeswalker side of things, keep the Immortal Sun, but it is pretty costly, and the Planeswalker certainly, especially Domri Anarch of Bolas, has been an absolute all-star. This hand could be a little bit awkward, certainly if we don't draw another land. Oh, we do. But we're fighting Grixis, so very painful. Lots of various removal for Marauding Raptor, which, if he sticks around one turn, he does maybe not. We still might be able to go either Ripjaw or to, yeah, Shifting Ceratops. I can see that being... Oh, okay, well... I was worried with that Source of Black there that they would go Fatal Push on Marauding Raptor, so at the very least we've, again, pretty much confirmed they don't have Fatal Push in hand, because Marauding, I think 100% would have been dead there. That's pretty positive. And we got Domri. Man, this is good. Definitely has to be Domri. Especially since we didn't draw land, but keeping the potential, possibly of Regisaur Alpha next turn. That's going to be nice.
What a glorious day for Savannah. Oh, I wish you could see your face while I'm beating you.
Definitely Domri, just because they are Grixis, that they don't have too many counter spells, but anytime something like a control deck is kind of in blue. Oh, so, well, I mean, it's a land, at the very least. We're certainly going to play it. Nah, I'll do the Kaheera. Hopefully they don't Thought seize it away.
Though they might have also just been big dogs.
But they know if they can't get rid of Domri, Regisaur Alpha probably coming down next turn. Possibly Kaheera. Might fight something. Valky, what are you stealing? I think it... Well, either way, I think there's a pretty good chance that we fight and kill Valky next turn, either with Primal Might or the Domri Anarch of Bolas there. Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to be going Regisaur Alpha.
Come and destroy.
Good stuff. Okay, yeah, they definitely don't have a Fatal Push, that's for sure, which is very exciting. Could see him turning Valky into Regisaur Alpha for 5. I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense. Especially due to the fact I got Primal Might there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Yep. Well, certainly their name seems to fit. And Scoop. Seems to be what they did, but definitely Carnage Tyrant against a deck like this with lots of counter spells, kill spells. They're in 3 of some of the most painful colors for creatures. So yeah, definitely Carnage Tyrant. I'm thinking about keeping the Immortal Sun in, though. Especially due to the fact, you know, we're seeing Valky. At some point they could cast Tybalt, Cosmic Imposter, so it would be nice turning that guy off. But they also could, Nicol Bolas. They probably have a couple variations of the Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, so yeah, I'm going to keep Immortal Sun in. I bet they have multiple different Planeswalkers. Cut the Domri, definitely. Not a whole lot of creatures. So I think we possibly could still cut Primal Might. They do a little bit with the graveyard, but it's not like Rakdos. Likely they do have Kroxa, Titan of whatever. But it's not a whole lot of super graveyard strategies. I think we'll keep it like that. Yeah, switch the Carnage for the Domri Chaos Bringer and lots of good creatures. I think that should do the trick here. Ooh. Well, I do like seeing Lair of the Hydra. It's actually the first time, the second time we're seeing Lair of the Hydra tonight. Yeah, I like the looks of that. Yidaro especially, hopefully. Oh, this is absolutely looking quite lovely. Certainly Sheltered Thicket, turn 1, it's got to come into play tapped. Who are we saying goodbye to? I think, yeah, ooh, okay. That's pretty quick. Saw some painful stuff coming, but we'll cycle Yidaro. They see everything in hand, basically, so I don't want to forget cycling him. So just get that out of the way.
I have practiced against men. I have just the truth.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go with Thunderherd, especially due to the fact some of the dinos are already revealed. So I might as well. And this is going to open up the possibility of hasty Shifting Ceratops next turn after I do go with the 5th land there. Which Shifting may just simply die, unfortunately. If they have plenty of mana up. If they only have 1 up, I think Shifting Ceratops. Oh. Grixis control Fires of Invention stuff. Okay, I did not expect that. Probably should just normally expect that, but nuts. I think they'll probably get rid of a Shifting. That's interesting. Ooh, that's very interesting, but definitely, 3 Shifting, certainly I like the looks of that. Give it haste, and well, I don't really care about Narset, taking that out, so bring them down as low as possible. I think there's a pretty good chance this Shifting is not going to live through that Chandra, which definitely I'm going to be dropping next turn, I think.
I train
We'll see what they get with this Narset. They won't be able to play anything because they have played 2 spells this turn. Oh, shifting is going to be an absolute menace and a headache for them. Yeah, just another shifting. Gotta be. Actually, I think I could just simply attack them with shifting. Since we do have another one in hand, it potentially could be lethal next turn. Chandra, I mean, she can't take out shifting. Nicol Bolas, we don't have to worry about. Oh, okay. Are they stuck on 4 lanes? That's actually quite helpful. Oh. Stuck on 4? This is good. Still pretty good. Yeah, definitely I'm going to be discarding that land. Oh, the Immortal Sun. Actually, I like that. Big time. Oh, that's okay. Like I thought, a deck like this has lots of planeswalkers, so we're just going to wreck them. Hopefully they don't do anything to the Immortal Sun, but shuts down Chandra, Narset, Nicol Bolas if they ever did flip Nicol. Man. Yeah, if they get a 5th land, they wanted to play Nicol Bolas in their hand, he would do nothing. Looks like they want to take out the Immortal Sun there. Maybe. Okay. Oh, shoot. They got rid of shifting. That's not good. At all. Maybe I should have just played it. Well, at the very least, we're going to play Kaheera, which hopefully sticks around. I don't think it's going to stick around, but we'll try.
Yup, you're going down.
Does not. So they're really liking that Anger of the Gods. Nah, I think I'll pretty much keep everything as is, even Marauding Raptor still for Game 3 if it does go to that. Got plenty of creatures that are above. I think I could just swing with Lair of the Hydra for 5. Yeah, let's try that. Lair of the Hydra for 5. They can't play anything. Right, if we get our 4th Shifting Ceratops, because I believe we've seen 3 at this point. Yeah, well, if we get our 4th Shifting Ceratops, oh shoot. I forgot about Chandra there, dealing 2, so exactly lethal, unfortunately. Math is hard, but we'll try and go a little bit faster here. Definitely being on the play, that's going to help quite a bit. But I think they'll still keep in those Anger of the Gods, definitely to slow us down. Oh, Dark Carnage, how's it going? How's it going? It is very cool. It was kind of rough seeing them use Mastermind's Acquisition to get that Colgan's Command from the sideboard just as removal for that fantastic artifact. I think, yeah, I'm probably going to keep it. I still do like 2 copies. Maybe that's a little bit much for some people, but I think just how much it does, absolutely. I mean, it's, what, about $30, $40 card in paper. Hey, speaking of, you say it, and it appears. Yeah, just does so much good stuff. But this is maybe a little bit too awkward of a hand. Definitely Rockfall Vale, Rootbound Crag. We're not guaranteed to have 2 untapped on turn 2. I'm going to try Mulligan. Oh, much better. Absolutely, infinitely better. A little bit wary about their removal, so I'm actually considering... You know what? I'm going to send a mountain to the bottom. No, this is Explorer. So the Pioneer format, or what eventually will become the Pioneer format in Arena, once they have enough cards for Pioneer. But because we're missing quite a bit for that format, they do have to call it something else, just temporarily sort of thing. Definitely like the turn 3 Ripjaw instead. Oh, another Ripjaw. Okay, hopefully this Marauding sticks around, I think. Hey, that's all good. All good. I haven't played too much Commander or Brawl, that sort of thing, but oh man, they just don't seem to have much removal in any form. Okay, this is looking good. And good, I think that looks pretty good. Yes, indeed. Well, we'll go with Domri. Boost up the power and just, and Scoop. Their name certainly fits. But yeah, man, Explorer's been doing fantastic. Definitely, it's going to be the format that I'm pretty sure I'll focus on, just because eventually it's going to mirror Pioneer, hopefully pretty soon. I would think maybe in the next year or two, at least if they add the staples from some of the most popular Pioneer decks. I would be fine if they wanted to call it Pioneer at that point, but still adding the other stuff that isn't quite as common to make it absolutely true to the Pioneer format. Yeah, man, that first game, that was quick. Second one was kind of painful. But yeah, I don't know. Doing pretty good tonight. Luck is on our side, if that's what you want to call it. Variance. I prefer variance. I think that's a little bit friendlier. But you're here at the right moment. We got a pack sitting there, plus 2,000 gold. Let's do a midstream pack opening. Again, hoping for that fight rigging. But actually, it is Dino Day in the store. So I actually forgot it was Dino Day. I had looked at the store just before starting the stream here. I was like, oh, did they get the Game Day alternate art Galta in it? No, they still have not. They said it was going to be released at some point down the line, but that was, what, over 2 years ago? Maybe over 3 years ago, the face-on Game Day alternate art of Galta. I still haven't seen it, but it is pretty cool to see that it's Dinosaur Day in the store. So there's nothing I really need. Of course, starting off at the very beginning, it's got to be Colossal Dreadmaw. They know what's up. They know this is the best dinosaur to date. I think they are never going to top this card because it is just completely overpowered. Oh, that is tempting. That is tempting to get the full art. Yeah, I mean, you could. I was a little worried I didn't have too much gold, but I had some quests saved up if there was something I really needed. So currently I could buy maybe 2 things potentially. But yeah, whew. I wasn't ready for Dino Day, that's for sure. I would have liked to have at least 5,000 gold or something saved up. I'm kind of eyeing this Topiary Stomper, since it has been pretty fantastic. I'm not using it at the moment, but nah. I'm going to save my money for the alternate art Topiary Stomper, which I used in my Topiary Stomper Dino review. That's going to come at some point here, so yeah, I'll save my money for that version. We're adding Regisaur, though. I do like... Don't have any Topiary yet. Yeah, basically just because I do dinos all the time. It's the only thing I do on Magic the Gathering. I had to splurge and use some of my wild cards for Topiary Stomper. That was pretty much a no-brainer for myself, getting that full play set. I kind of am tempted to just finally get the full art Galta. I think I probably should do that. No, I'll save for that alternate art Game Day promo. We'll get the Marauding Raptor 75% off. Yeah, that seems like the best thing. Bam. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. I actually would like the alternate art of this card in China. So they have specific rules where they can't show, I guess, exposed bones or something like that. Some cultural thing. So any art from US, whatever, that depicts or features bones, they have to actually do an alternate version that is just normal. No bones sticking out, anything like that. I haven't used blue dinos yet. There aren't many, certainly. Oh, I almost have enough for a second pack. We'll open up this single pack here. Oh, 2. Okay, we'll open up both. Cross the fingers for a fight rig. That's... well... not using those. But we'll do just a slight pause. We'll go over the... well, pretty much the only blue dino. In my mind, at least. Well, I guess Kaheera is technically a blue dino. Sort of a Luna. But if you want to go only blue, Nezahul, Primal Tide. There certainly aren't many. I mean, there's the potential of Wingfold Petron. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm going to pronounce it like that. Wingfold Petron. It's kind of fun. But yeah, Nezahul, Primal Tide. Our blue elder dinosaur for 5 and 2 blue, which is pretty expensive, but currently Yidaro, wandering monster, he costs 5 and 2 red. So the same mana value, something to keep in mind. And fantastic Nezahul against control. Can't be countered. You have no maximum hand size. Chances are you're not going to have anything too big, but that line there, whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, so of course against a control deck, likely they don't have much, if any, creature spells. That should draw you a bunch. But certainly, if you don't like using blue and you are in a tribal deck, you could consider Secluded Courtyard. With the absolutely fantastic upgraded version of Unclaimed Territory. I think you could make... basically adding any third color, fourth color, potentially, but certainly if you wanted to splash blue a little bit for Nezahul Primal Tide in a dinosaur deck, because Nezahul costs so much, chances are you're going to be playing her much later in the game, so you'll have plenty of chances to at least get those 2 sources of blue that you need to cast her. So I think it's still going to be pretty consistent. It would be rough if Nezahul cost 2 and a blue, or 2 and 2 blue. You'd really be pressed to get those 2 sources super early. It would be probably a little bit more awkward, but with Nezahul costing so much, I think it certainly can... yes, I do appreciate that. Okay, well, yes, since you do main dinos, I mean, I don't expect perhaps people to play dinos quite as much as I play them, but it's definitely... I've loved chatting with you so far, Dark Carnage. Yeah, definitely. I think it's high time to go Tamer Dinos again. Red, green, and blue. Splash in for Nezahul Primal Tide. I like this line of thinking here tonight. And including Secluded Courtyard. Probably also Unclaimed Territory, just for consistency reasons. But I'll show it off for you if you want to see how it works. Hopefully it goes off quite nicely, but at the very least, you'll be able to hopefully see some blue dinos coming down. Yeah. And you probably don't need a whole lot of copies of Nezahul Primal Tide, but we do got to go back to the final line of Nezahul. So you get a second copy in hand. Its final ability, discard 3 cards, exile Nezahul Primal Tide, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Oh, hey, if you want to see it, I'll do it for you. So I'll whip something up that's including blue for Nezahul, maybe splashing blue for, I don't know, some other stuff. But at the very least, Nezahul. Actually, probably a Luna, Apex of Wishes. I should probably add that. Yeah, definitely. If I'm going tamer colors, this Dinosaur certainly makes complete sense. I mean, 5 for a 6/6 flying trample is quite fantastic. And the potential of that mutate there, which does benefit from cost reduction as well. Exiling cards from the top until we exile a non-land permanent. Put it onto the battlefield. Who doesn't love cheating potentially, hopefully, big things out? Yeah, I think that's... I gotta try it. So I'll try it for you. Maybe not tomorrow night, but probably sometime this week. I'll do a Tamer Dinos. For anybody that's ever been interested. I did do Tamer, probably about 2-3 months ago now, that I think about it. Hard to say exactly just because I do dinos so much. But, yeah. It's high time for Tamer. Once more. Probably if I had to say my favorite third color edition. Ooh, that's a tough one. It definitely wouldn't be blue. Probably black. Just for rotting Regisaur reasons. Ugh. Alright, hey, again, even if you have other stuff, other obligations, certainly you get to catch the stream afterwards. But yeah, this hand is not going to do it. Ooh, man, quite similar. Very interesting seeing both Immortal Suns. Okay, well, that's the one that's going to be kept. Definitely. Kind of like the idea of keeping both Yidaros. Yeah. Gonna risk it. Oh, okay, good stuff. Still gonna go Thunderherd. Definitely I'll do that for one of the Yidaros, and then next turn I will be able to cycle both away, which will be quite fantastic, unless I draw something nice. Oh, Marauding Raptor. You know what, I'm just gonna cycle both of them. Hey Draco, how's it going? Long time no talk. It's going quite fantastic. We've won quite a few quite interesting matches tonight. Yes, Kaheera is pretty new looking. Yes, definitely live is, that's where it's at, I think. It just adds this extra element, engagement, just something nice overall. And that negate, that was not fun. That was not nice. Oh, I always love pushing the envelope, dino-wise. Try for Domri, actually. Hopefully they don't have another negate. One day we'll land something. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I don't like that. But yes, Draco, back to your comment. Kaheera here. Kaheera here, I guess that rhymes. Huh, okay. I'm going to have to write that one down. But yeah, since I did cut Otepec Huntmaster, there is, again, the potential of adding Kaheera because everything is Dinosaur. So I think it's certainly something I should take advantage of. In the past, it's just never been possible. So I'm quite excited to see how it performs. Yes, some very spicy stuff. The second hand that I mulliganed this particular game, I saw both copies of the Immortal Sun, which actually has come into effect a couple times tonight here. Shutting down Planeswalker abilities. Against a Grixis control, they had to use Mastermind's Acquisition to get a Kolgan's Command from their hand, or sideboard, I should say. And then they could destroy an artifact, which they targeted the Immortal Sun, and we made some good stuff happen. Well, eventually we won that matchup, but usually it's been pretty good against Grixis control. I'm getting a little worried. I think they're saving possibly something for Kaheera the Orphanguard, which we can't play anyways. So we'll try for Yidaro, and hope they don't have a counter spell. Or a kill spell. but I think they might. You know what that calls for. But at the very least, we're swinging with some bodies. Yeah, well, I thought just due to the fact I'm leaning a little bit heavier into the ramp side of things with Thunderherd Migration and Ranging Raptors potentially drawing lands, I felt there was still a pretty good chance that I would be able to get to 6. So certainly I'm at 6 right now. So just, well, this is not good. Torrential Gearhulk, it's been quite some time since I've seen that card. Yeah, definitely, the Immortal Sun absolutely is a fantastic, fantastic commander card. Well, we're not going to attack, but yeah, Torrential Gearhulk, likely you guys may have used it or seen it used against you, unfortunately, to grade it. Well, we're not coming back from that. My gosh, that is painful. Hey, that's all good. That's all good. Happy to have you. Any time you can spare. Always appreciate it. But yes, things are going quite nicely. That certainly was not nice. So I got the Torrential Gearhulk. They got Reflection of Creepy Jiki tapping, making more copies of Torrential Gearhulk to abuse that enter the battlefield of casting an instant from their graveyard without paying its mana cost. Certainly they're going to target something like Sublime Epiphany, and that's just absolutely fantastic value. Huh. Wow, that is scary. It's got to be Carnage Tyrant. Certainly against a deck like that got lots of counter spells, various things, but Shifting Ceratops could potentially be an absolute all-star, I think. Yeah, I still kind of want to keep the Immortal Sun. Doesn't seem like they have a whole lot of Planeswalkers, but I expect there's probably some amount in here. Now we'll cut to Domri. Oh yes, absolutely, Ledger Shredder. I saw it basically every night, sometimes multiple times a night when Explorer first started, but I just haven't seen it a whole lot. Perhaps it's just variance, but Ledger Shredder is, for me at least, public enemy #1. It is an absolutely fantastic card. Yeah, gives me nightmares. Excuse me. Certainly I can see why Reckless Rage is spiking due to that. It is fantastic removal, but you pair it with Ledger Shredder there, and that gets the job done. Man, Ledger Shredder, yeah. It gives me nightmares. Bad nightmares. I almost shed a tear whenever I think about it. But this hand could be good. Rockfall Vale, turn 1, because we don't have 3 lands. So we got to make sure that comes down. Yeah, I'm liking it. Hopefully Marauding sticks around at least a turn. We get a little bit of value from Ranging Raptors there. Don't think it might. But, Ranging, it's not too threatening. I don't think they're going to counter it. They'll definitely save removal for something worse. But this is still pretty bad. It's quite fantastic. We get a ramp, so for the same price of Thunderherd Migration, we get a basic land. Plus we get a creature. Plus we get 2 damage, technically, to the opponent due to the buff of Marauding Raptor. So it's infinitely better than Thunderherd Migration in that sense. So that was absolutely fantastic. The turn I'm hoping for. One of my favorite openings, for sure. Yeah, definitely I didn't expect Ledger Shredder to do too much, but you play against it even just once, but a couple times. Ugh. Yes, definitely. I think the thing that pushes Ledger Shredder over the edge is the fact that it can get more counters not just due to you casting stuff, but if your opponent is casting multiple spells a turn, it goes off in that scenario as well. So it really kind of punishes you, probably against multiple decks. But in a lot of instances, just due to the fact if your opponent is casting multiple things, you still get going higher, buffed more. It is nasty. Ooh, I like the potential of the Immortal Sun. I'm going to try for that. Nah, I'm going to reveal Yidaro. Just so I have 3 left over. Go with Kaheera there. Then I will be able to play Kaheera after I play the Immortal Sun, and it will survive the ping from Marauding Raptor because it will be at 3 toughness, hopefully. Seems like they might be stumbling a little bit here, though. But yeah, definitely Ledger Shredder. If it only got bigger based off you casting your own spells, I don't think it would be too bad. But yeah. Getting bigger based off the opponent casting multiple things. Ugh. Nasty. A big headache. They gotta be pretty scared at this moment. They see Yidaro potentially coming down next turn if they don't get rid of Marauding Raptor. I think they're between a rock and a hard place. Seemingly stuck mana-wise. Certainly seems to be going in our favor, but they could do some nasty stuff. Maybe not. Okay, well. Try for Yidaro. Okay. I definitely didn't think they could counter it. Okay, we'll take it. Try and go as fast as possible as always, and could be a little bit of an uphill battle here, but certainly one of my favorite openings of all time. Marauding Raptor, turn 2, Ranging Raptors, turn 3, and hopefully you have something you can use that extra mana left over if you've played a 3rd land that turn. Something you can do for 1 mana. Sometimes that's not the case, but still. Ramping for 1 and a green, getting a basic land, having that creature left over, plus the temporary buff to Marauding Raptor is, man, doesn't get much better than that. Doesn't get much more fair than that, I would say. Perfectly fair. Yes, I know, 1 second. I mean, Draco, that's happened multiple instances. You go to make a T, which has happened quite often, and you come back, game's over, I'm in the next match. Galta has just popped onto the board and swung for lethal, which again, it's been a little rough. Well, no, I wouldn't say rough. It's just a game. But it's been different, missing Galta. I still think Yidaro is quite fantastic. I mean, in that instance, it was lovely casting it, hasty. We wouldn't have had lethal if it wasn't Yidaro. Galta would have only buffed Marauding Raptor 2. That wouldn't have killed him. So certainly in that instance, it was better to have Yidaro versus Galta. I think in a lot of cases, Yidaro probably is better. Well, it can be better than our fantastic queen of all dinos. I think they're scratching their head wondering if they just want to pack it in, which has happened a couple times tonight. One was just a complete AFK. I think the one that bumped me up into platinum here. But overall, it's been good. I think they're really wondering what to sideboard. They're hoping they don't stumble in the... Hey, I was thinking that might happen. Whew, okay. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Man, this was the night of concedes and scoops. Absolutely. I'll take it. Good stuff. I think 1 and 4 tonight, or 4 and 1, 5 and 1 maybe. I don't know, I lost track. Fear the Dinos, Draco, you said it. Dark Carnage, I will be working on that tamer list for maybe Thursday, Wednesday, possibly. But yes, I will go back to tamer dinos. Anybody watching right now, keep an eye out for that. It's going to be pretty sweet. Dinos, they're always sweet. But thanks for watching, everybody. Draco, Dark Carnage, Blue Bear, if you're watching later on. It was pretty fantastic, as always. I love dinos. I love other games, but dinos will never go anywhere. You can bet on that. So, remember, there's always room for improvement. Have a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good mid-morning, whenever it is you are watching. Commander Legends, Baldur's Gate. I don't know. I could be tempted, potentially, if there's enough interesting cards. Definitely I'm going to look through them and see if something really calls out to me. But certainly it does have to be pretty good. Pretty good, definitely, just to really draw my attention, since I played dinos for so long. Everything is pretty refined. Sometimes it's quite difficult for a card to make the cut, for sure. But I'll probably mess around with stuff. Yeah. Play some more Brawl, certainly. Brawl's always interesting. Yeah. Maybe do a review. Cards I might potentially use in Dinosaur deck with the new Commander Legends there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look over that whole spoiler. Yeah. I think I still could do a kind of rough, quick dino review of the set, and that would be good. So hopefully you have a good night. Get some sleep. Thanks for joining me as long as you could. Have a good one. Yes, good luck to you as well.